Today I'm reviewing Rainbow Six Siege, the tactical-based shooter that requires focus, skill, and precision. So get those shields on those walls, drop that barbed wire in place, and make sure you put those barricades on those windows, and let's get started.
That's right, folks. Team Rainbow is back with a brand new installment for the next-gen consoles of Rainbow Six Siege. Developed by Ubisoft Montreal, Rainbow Six Siege brings back Team Rainbow in the forefront again with a brand new mode called Situations. A mode where you get to individually learn each character that's put into scenarios where each of their skill will shine upon. Each situation gets increasingly difficult by the more you progress, switching between scenarios such as defending the hostage, killing all the terrorists, rescuing the hostage, defusing the bomb, and many more. What's also new in Rainbow Six Siege is the all-revamped multiplayer. From the first person only view in this installment, Rainbow Six Siege has brought something new to the threshold with the operators. Different classes to fit your playstyle. From classes such as the breaching classes, the sledge, ash, and thermite, to the long-range class, the glass, to the shield users, the Montauk and Blitz, to the electronic users such as the IQ and Jaeger, and the heavy weapons class of the Chonka. It's all new for Rainbow Six itself and quite fitting for the tactical-based series. But while we have newer modes here, what's making a return is the classic terrorist hunt that all Rainbow Six fans know and love. In Rainbow Six, you have the option of going into matchmaking and playing terrorist hunt with 4 other people, or doing it completely lone wolf. From normal to realistic, each variant of terrorist hunt all sets around all 11 maps of the game. From surviving waves of enemies in one defend moment, to having to scope out and find other enemies in another moment. Terrorist hunt gives you that classic feel to this Rainbow Six without missing a beat.
Now see, when I first played the Rainbow Six Siege beta, there were certain things that really impressed me that I really liked. So upon the full release of Rainbow Six Siege, the things that I liked from the beta already really got solidified as I've grown and loved this game even some more. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you the pros.
My first pro for Rainbow Six Siege is that the graphics are great. From cutscene to endgame, they look really good. The cutscenes are beautifully done, almost looking close to realistic as possible. The character models are looking great, and that even the environment looks good throughout. The in-game graphics look good too, from the way they detailed the inside of the houses, the environment around them, the characters, to the additional things like the detailing on the characters' camo, tool belt, the guns, and even the terrorists, or even the gadgets themselves. It's definitely a pro for me. My next pro for Rainbow Six Siege is that the multiplayer itself is fun as hell. Whether you're doing online versus in casual or rank play, or even online terrorist hunt with others, the fun factor is immense and that the multiplayer itself is just good. It'll have you on your edge of your seat with how well done it is, how much competitiveness comes from it, how intense it gets on the last portion of terrorist hunt or realistic, or when you're the last one alive in your team and you have to cluster around. Rainbow Six Siege multiplayer is great, and it is definitely a pro for me. My next pro for Rainbow Six Siege is that I really enjoy the destructible environments, that we aren't limited to one set path and that we can enter and exit in multiple paths. It isn't linear and gives the player many options on how they exactly want to handle the objective or game type they're currently playing. You can blow through walls, floors, doors, anything just about and set the path that you decide to go through and which way you'll handle things. Whether you want to get the drop on the enemy's team or you want to clear a path to rescue that hostage, it's all there. It's definitely a cool feature and definitely a pro for me. My last pro for Rainbow Six Siege is that they flesh out the operators and give them some type of backstory and bring them to life. They make them humanized and not just characters that's there for selections or usage. Each operator brings out some kind of backstory on why they began to do what they do, or why they're part of the organization, how everything fell into place for them, and how they came with the team and everything else. Not many games do this with class-oriented characters, and Rainbow Six Siege did and made it cool by each character on lock. It's definitely a pro for me.
Now honestly, when I played the beta for Rainbow Six Siege, there was some problems here and there, some minor bugs, nothing too major, but upon the full release of Rainbow Six Siege, there are some glaring problems and some major issues that need to be addressed. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you the cons.
My first con for Rainbow Six is that there's a lot of bugs and glitches in this game. From falling through the map as the drone, even falling through the map on attacking and somehow being injured until you die, clipping through walls on certain maps on terrorist hunt, to even falling off the roof in multiplayer maps when you're in the middle of it. Rainbow Six Siege has a lot of bugs and glitches that you'll encounter upon playing it. Whether big or small is one thing to worry about, game breaking is another to worry about as well. With 2 betas, you would have thought they noticed the flaws that Rainbow Six Siege had, but they didn't. It's a con for me. My next con is that Rainbow Six Siege doesn't have a lot of customization options like it should. It has a few reticle sights and maybe a suppressor, grip, and muzzle flash, and that's about it. I would have loved to see the capabilities of them having a fully functioning and fleshed out customization system and not just something that's iffy on the option choices and variants for you to have. Even if you would have been limited to 2 to 3 choices, it still would have had some shine to it and shown that they try to flesh it out more somewhat. But it's a missed opportunity with the customization. It is definitely a con for me. My next con is that Rainbow Six lacks a lot of content. With no story mode and operations mode you can beat in less than an hour, 11 maps and only 3 game mode types for multiplayer, the same way for terrorist hunt, it's only so much here to really play. And while it's fun, it still doesn't hide the fact that Rainbow Six Siege has little content to really enjoy the game as much. I would love to see a story mode or more situation missions, more game types than rescue, defuse, and defend. It should have been this way and it just isn't. And it really hurts the game that way. It's a con for me. My last con for Rainbow Six Siege is that the servers are really bad on here. From disconnecting out the game sometimes, even with the good connection, or watching your other teammates get disconnected in the midst of a last round that was going to finish the game. Sometimes the servers are running perfectly good just for multiplayer and nothing else, and then on other occasions the servers are completely bad on here for terrorist hunting versus will get affected too. It's a shame because it was like this in the beta at first and then it got fixed, and now it's like this again and they could really fix that. It's a con for me. But all in all, Rainbow Six Siege is definitely a good game. Fun as hell multiplayer, great graphics, crazy destructible environments, and even fleshed out character types so operators shine well. But the really bad bugs and glitches, lack of a fleshed out customization system, the lack of a lot of content, and even the really bad server issues can really take away what good Rainbow Six has to offer. But with that being said, I'll be giving Rainbow Six Siege a 3 out of 5.
Alright guys, that concludes my Rainbow Six Siege review. Stay tuned on my channel because I have a lot more reviews coming up for you guys shortly, from Assassin's Creed Syndicate, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Fallout 4, Just Cause 3, and many more, so stay tuned for that as well. Also on my channel later on tonight, I will be putting up Uncharted 4 beta footage, so stay tuned for that as well. Also guys, I will be having a very big video reviewing backwards compatibility on Xbox One with the 360 games, so stay tuned for that as well. I also will be putting up my Twitch and Twitter in the description box below, so if you want to follow me, there go the links to follow me on Twitch and Twitter. So until next video, guys, what we always say, tune in, turn up, and throw down. I'm out.